Metz back in the top flight after a single season absence, but face a daunting task at the home of Rennes. Bruno Genesio's side had won the last 4 at Rosen Park, but wanted to avoid the opening day shock to Lorient last term. Arnaud Calamowendo got back to his feet to grab his first league goal since March to end a 9-game goalless streak. Alexander Okija, not the best start on his 100th Ligue 1 Uber Eats appearance. Yet what a response from the promoted side. Georges Mikokadze and Youssef Mazis shared a telepathy last season, so for the 7th time but first occasion in the top flight, they combined. Mazis, the beneficiary. Rennes' lead gone in 60 seconds. Yet Metz's last visit ended in a 6-1 mauling. And there were sights that would have given them fear. And Nguiri deflecting in, though he didn't know much about it, from captain Benjamin Bourigeau's effort. The 4th goal for the former OL man against the Easterners. Jeremy Doku has had a fantastic 2023. This is 10th Ligue 1 Uber Eats goal, but 7 this calendar year alone. Okija again pushing out into trouble. The Belgian replaced by 21-year-old Ibrahim Salah with 6 minutes to go. And he continued where others had left off. Okija again pounding into traffic straight at the red lights. The first Ligue 1 Uber Eats goal for the under-23 African champion. And amazingly, for 4 touches, he would have 2. That's his top flight outing ending in a 5-0 thumping in Paris. They conceded 5 again. Moroccan rounding off a stunning second half as Rennes top the table. Monaco started another new era when they travelled to the Stade Gabriel at Montpellier to face Clermont. Adi Hutter, though, saw his new number 1 fumble the opening goal. Matthias Wiertzka with a first league goal. Philippe Kuhn must do better. Pascal Gastier's Lancier aiming to extend a run of 5 straight home league wins. Monaco behind, though, for less than 20 minutes. Vanderson linking with Takumi Minamino to devastating effect. The Brazilian's 4th in the French top flight. The 22-year-old has actually scored in each of his 6 pro campaigns. And then Youssef Fofana hit the post, allowing captain Wissa Ben Yedder to score. Under a cloud at the moment, and being charged with rape by Nice prosecutors, but still leading the way for Adi Hutter's men. The Austrian coach then saw Clermont hit again through his compatriot Mohamed Cham. Great composure. A goal and assist for the Clermont number 10. And yet Monaco were really in goal-scoring form. Minamino on the turn, neither a pass nor a shot. But Vanderson hits it off Ben Yedder. He becomes just the 3rd Monegasque player to score 100 goals in all competitions. Any hopes of recovery disappeared. Elliot Matasso sets it up Magnus Akliush, the 21-year-old, with his first Ligue 1 Uber Eats goal to round off a 4-2 win. Brest face a lone side trying to deal with the departures of captain Seko Fofana and goal machine Lois Openda. 10 minutes in, they look to be coping okay. For SOTOCA, a 5th goal in 5 appearances against Les Pirates in the top division. Racing then set up a foot race that Deiver Machado won easily, then unleashed this rocket. The Colombian with a 4th league goal this calendar year, 2-0, and of course for a club record 4th straight away win. But the match turned on the tumble of Jonathan Crady, that saw Jérémy Le Duaron do likewise. The Lens defender eventually forced off injured. Romain del Castillo had scored 6 from 6 since the start of last season, unnervingly extending that perfect record. Newly installed Lens captain Brice Samba beating comfortably. Kenny Lala, a one-time Lens player, then caught Samba out at his near post. A first Ligue 1 Uber Eats goal since netting for Strasbourg in January 2021. And another penalty opened the door to a late Brest victory. Dramatic, yes. Effective, well, absolutely. Madi Camara winning the spot kick. Del Castillo with a chance for a late winner. No problem. Brest finishing the weekend on the podium. Pierre Aristui and Carlos Martinez Nobel starting their first full campaigns as head coaches. Aristui's Nantes drawing first blood. Debutant Christian Caceres halving Samuel Mutusami. 18-year-old Guillaume Rest in his first top team start, beaten by Mostafa Mohamed. The Egyptian Nantes Ligue top scorer last term off the mark. Rest, where Lafont was 9 years ago, the only time the 24-year-old had been subbed off in his 239 league appearances in France was in a TFC shirt against Nantes. This time occurring after conceding, both brave, Zakaria Abukla with a goal and staying on the field. Denis Petric at 35 making his first top flight appearance since a 2-1 loss at Le Parc in February 2020. And it was déjà vu as Rasmus Nikolaisen scored at the second time of asking to give Toulouse all 3 points. Marseille aimed to avoid a European hangover when, for the second season running, they hosted Reims. Yet it seemed like being another hammer blow for new boss Marcelino. The ball falling to Junya Ito, and what an angled finish from the Japanese international, sucking all the optimism out of the orange velodrome. Yet it only took 13 minutes to lose that advantage. Azz-Eddine scored a classy goal on his OM debut. This altogether more stunning. The Moroccan second for the club, hitting on match day 1 of the new season. OM finished with just possession of 42%, yet they did more with less. Vitinha looking to fill the void left by Alexis Sanchez, set up by Ismail Sarr, back in France after leaving Rennes for Watford. The Portuguese striker getting Marcelino the win. The battle of the 98 World Cup winners. Patrick Vieira made his debut on the Strasbourg bench against old pal Laurent Blanc. Yet despite being on top for the first half, Liam fell behind to a wicked set piece. Jean Rigner Bellegarde firing in, and he scores Strasbourg's last 3 direct free kicks. Habib Diallo joined the Saudi footballing revolution after his 20-goal haul last term. A lot of goals to replace, but Lebo Motiba made sure it was a thought for another day. The South African scored 2 goals in his last 3 league starts, as many as his previous 12. Lemenu raising the roof, but then there was worries. Lyon had proved comeback kings at times last term. They avoided a first blank against Strasbourg since '99, but Nicolas Tagliafico's goal ended up no more than a consolation. 14 years in the making, now back in the big time. First assignment, a trip to Montpellier, and what a start. Gauthier Loris scoring the Havre's first Ligue 1 Uber Eats goal since Mamadou Diallo in May 2009 against Lorient. This one took just 5 minutes. But Akor Adams made his debut too, remember. A €4.5 million signing from Lillestrøm. The Nigerian certainly leaving an impression after dazzling skills from Teji Savanier to set him up. Dominant header. He showed he's got plenty of strings to his bow. Just 1 minute 42 seconds. That's how long it took Adams to double his tally. And of course, put Montpellier ahead. The fastest brace for a player in his first Ligue 1 Uber Eats match since OptaStats began. Yet it was a sub who had the final say. From Brittany, LA to Normandy, Samuel Grandser scoring his last top flight goal against Nice in February 2020, smashing in to get Ac a priceless point. New Nice boss, 34-year-old coach Francesco Farioli got the perfect start as Les Aiglons hosted Lille Kefren Turam robbing Remy Cabella to Muffy onto Gaëtan Laborde, and as he did in their last clash at the Allianz Riviera, he thought he'd scored the winner. Yet Nice's 4 shots in the first 18 minutes were as many as in the rest of the match. And Les Dogs bit back in the 90th minute. Barafore Diakite scoring their last goal of the previous season, getting Lille's first of this campaign. Chabi has kicked off their campaign at home to Lorient. Gonzalo Ramos on his debut wants to be the heir to Paoletta. Yvonne Mavogo stopped him from getting off the mark. Mbappe cheerful alongside Usain Ousmane Dembele ahead of his reintegration. Lorient almost caused a shock. Laurent Abagel robbing Vitinha and then clipping the outside of Donnarumma's post. Luis Enrique sent on compatriots to try and turn the tide. Carlos Soler to Fabian Ruiz, but Mavogo was not to be beaten. 18-team division now, and yet still 32 goals scored over the opening weekend, the highest ratio for a first match day in the top flight since 1977-78, when it was 42 goals in 10 games. Rennes rocketing to top spots after thrashing Metz, joined on the earliest podium by Monaco and Brest. Toulouse, Marseille and Strasbourg, the other winners. That means Metz and Clermont lie in the 2 automatic relegation berths, and after drawing a blank, PSG find themselves 12th, ending their 74 weeks on top of the charts. The only news in town will likely be Kylian Mbappe, given he's likely to return when PSG travel to Toulouse. Lens Rennes, a mouth-watering Sunday night feast.